Oh, there we are.
Hello, everyone. What is going on? James here, and welcome back to the Banterous Hour with one of the two co-hosts, Mr. GC, George himself.
Yes.
And today we bring to you a reaction to a series that has returned, which, to be honest, I wish they didn't return because the content cop has sort of died with the old iDubbbz, so I don't really see why he's bringing it back again. He should come up with some new series that the new fans he's garnered him might enjoy rather than trying to do another content cop. And it's like a content cop on an easy target in H3H3. I'm not saying...
What he did try and do it. He did the cheese tier list.
Oh, was that meant to be like an... Oh, so was that meant to be for his new fans then?
I'm guessing so.
I didn't
So,
know that.
because that other video he did was like a content cop on himself.
Oh, on the old iDubbbz, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, he's just picking easy ones to do. I just think it's reviews, to be honest. So what we're going to do, George's advised, but this was actually George's idea. So originally we was going to react to the content cop itself, but according to GC, it's quite boring. So we're going to react to Keem and Boogie reacting to content cop, which hopefully is slightly more entertaining or a lot more entertaining.
I will give you a few things before we start. I'll watch the full thing from iDubbbz. I watched the Keemstar and Boogie one. I watched about 12 to 14 hours of Nicholas Durio talking about it and like that. And going across H3H3 responding live because that's when it happened. And that's a big controversy with one of his employees because of iDubbbz dropping it when he was live. So I watched the whole thing about 3 or 4 times, and then each one of the Nicholas Durio things that I watched, and I've probably watched like 6 or 7 of them are like 2 hours long.
So you basically done a lot of research into it.
I've done too much research. I basically know everything to do with this drama, and I wish I didn't.
What's interested you so much with this drama?
Well, it's funny with me because I used to despise H3H3. I used to think he was like, no, this is when he was fat.
Yeah.
I used to think he was an awful person. But then watching the downfall of iDubbbz from what he was to what he is now, thanks to his wife, really.
Yeah.
And then because of how like edgy iDubbbz was, and then now to go with like the worst like left wing streamers of like the whole platform of Twitch, of YouTube, of TikTok.
So has he become a massive SJW then, or would you say?
Oh yeah, because his wife is friends with the massive SJWs like Hassan and Slogan, which we'll see a bit later on. So it's basically turned the full 180, and even going after now, H3H3, who defended him when iDubbbz and Anissa was getting attacked for the OnlyFans stuff. And we can go back to ALP, and we were even making fun of it back at the time.
True. Thing is, at the end of the day, I think iDubbbz is a bit preposterous and immature, but you know, most content creators change, most content creators go for a period of time where they want to make something and then it doesn't interest them as much anymore. Like the Axeman, his best videos are his like reviews, you know what I'm saying? But he's doing more like talking about the gaming industry now. You know, which is fine if he just wants to release one review a year, that's whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You've got to do what you want to as a creator. But the thing is that when iDubbbz is like, I hate my old fan base. My old fan base is horrible, and they're the worst, most scumbag dweebs, and they're in their mom's basement. And it's like, hold on a second. All these people watching you are bloody giving you all your riches and your money because of them watching you. You know, that's why you've made so much money. So don't backhand your fans like that. Just say some of the fans are like basement dwellers, but a lot of my fans just like to have a bit of a laugh and a joke. And you know, stick around. Like, he could have worded it better, but instead he wants to distance himself from them, so he can look like some modern virtue signaling tweet. You know.
Yeah, and then he's gonna full 180 from saying the N word to Tana Mojo, to then go and join in like the terrorists of Twitch, as I like to call them.
Yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned the people earlier, Hassan, and who else is there? He was a bit
Hassan, Frogan, Denhams.
I don't know anything about Frogan and Denham.
Sean the Black.
I don't know.
And then, nobody knows who Sean is. He just popped up out of nowhere.
Oh, okay.
There's another guy I can't think of his name now.
Hassan's quite a scary unit, though, isn't he, man? He's like bloody 6'7" and massive.
I'm not being funny. I think a chimpanzee could beat him.
Well, a chimpanzee could beat any human, George. To be honest with you, have you seen how?
No, I mean like one of them the tiny little monkeys.
Oh, like the Gibraltar monkeys, the really tiny ones.
Yeah, another one that was in at the Living Museum. That kind of monkey.
I've the museum with Ben Stiller.
Oh, that's a classic. I thought you meant to be a film, but
I like films.
That's absolutely classic.
That film looked crap to me as a kid, and it just doesn't interest me as an adult.
No, it's got Robin Williams in. It's brilliant.
I know. Look, I watched a fair few Robin Williams films. You know, Dead Poet Society, Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
What's the other one? I've even watched some of his bloody. Oh yeah, Good Will Hunting, amazing. I watched some of his crapper films, like, you know, Robots and Happy Feet. You know, like, they're all right. Like, I don't mind watching some of his worst.
Oh, of course you watched Happy Feet before like at the Living Museum.
To be real with you, George, I'll be honest with you. Happy Feet as a kid looked a lot cooler than Night at the Museum, and also it came out in the same year, I think. Weren't both from 2006?
Well, really, I thought Happy Feet was going to be like 2011 or something like that. God, no, I didn't realize it. Is that all?
You're probably thinking maybe if they did a second Night at the Museum. Oh yeah, he plays Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, it did.
It's not given the worst rate. It just doesn't look good to me. But it's only 1 hour 48 minutes. I might give it a watch one of the days.
I think there might be 2 or 3. I know there's a second one. There might be a third one.
So I am kind of tempted to watch it, to be real with you.
Do it for a podcast.
Ricky Gervais is in it too. Oh, Steve Coogan.
Yeah.
Who else is in there? Paul Rudd, he's cool. John Berthall, he's cool. Yeah, some great actors in here, mate.
So, and the Punisher.
Yeah. You know what? I might try and watch it. This cast looks very good, so it could be a decent laugh, but I'm guessing most of them are just CGI monsters going "Wah!" in the screen and all that stuff.
No. I know that 2 of them are like tiny cowboys.
Oh dear.
You got Robin Williams as Roosevelt on his horse. Yeah.
Well, I will try and watch
films
on the list. But are you up for reacting to the content cop now? Then.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
One
thing that I wanted to say before we do start is H3H3 was live when the content cop dropped. Now you know they've got Creator Clash 3 coming up.
I didn't know about that. No.
Yeah. Same arena as last time, so it's going to be a massive fail. And when you're going to see it in it, it's barely filled. One of H3's employees is fighting on that card.
Oh, okay.
And I had no idea, like the whole crew had no idea this content cop was coming out.
Yeah.
And so when H3H3 saw this live, she had a panic attack and went into the bathroom for the rest of like the 3 hour podcast because of how distraught she was.
Yeah.
And Ethan only texted her husband like when the show was live, apologizing. So that shows you how scummy iDubbbz can be. But yeah, let's watch this
he did live stream secretly then.
No, H3H3 was live, just doing his normal podcast. iDubbbz dropped the content cop while Ethan was live, and that's when the woman who's fighting on the Creator Clash boxing found out for the first time.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And like you can't blame her because like now the guy that you're fighting at an event for and your boss are going back and forth, and you're stuck in the middle of that.
All right then, yeah, that's right. That's fair enough. Let's go then.
Becky, I was just playing a character. It was just a bit. And Keemstar's on record having said, don't ever even say that because it doesn't work. It just makes you look even.
This thing.
Destination, the beach is surprisingly dangerous. Consider the fucking thing in our defense. Like, actually, Hila's not a baby killer. Actually, accusing Ethan of killing his dog is maybe too far because they have mobilized such an insane harassment group.
I'm sorry, but fucking Ian or fucking iDubbbz has the worst tattoos on the fucking planet.
I was going to say, his tattoos are proper cringy and daft.
Yeah.
It literally
It looks like Romeo Lacoste, like a child wife, has done it.
Fake tattoo stickers they give to kids. Like, his tattoos are so fucking bad. Him and his wife's. I don't get it. I don't know how you guys can walk around in public with those fucking things.
They walked into a tattoo art parlor and said, what's the most cliche thing you can do? And then they got it.
They're like, tattoo artists, can I get a snake? Can I get a fucking anchor with a bird on it or something? Can I get a bird on my... Brad, what the fuck? What? These tattoos mean absolutely nothing to these... Oh. Make no...
Buddy.
Welcome to the band world, Arthur Scott.
That anybody who says any fucking thing, they will attempt to ruin their lives. And once again, I'm the crazy one. It's not bad enough that I have this group of people.
What we do here is go back.
Yeah, during this sequence, right for one brief moment, I had hope.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I had hope.
Yeah.
I didn't have any hope at all. Bloody hell. You can't have any hope for him to suddenly come back and make a good content cop after he did that cringy, silly one on himself. And I didn't know the joke, Georgia. You just sent me that. Romeo is a tattoo YouTuber who was a nonce.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know who he was, to be fair. So
I want to point out the tattoos.
He's got KSI's tattoos.
Oh.
What? Can I get an eagle on my chest? I really want to get an eagle.
Some God. Just seen a red. But no more condolences, please. We're trying to heal and move on. And I know y'all have my back.
Oh, yeah,
guys, we will be doing 1.5 speed, but not at the intro. The intro, we got to play normal speed.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that pink doll.
Yeah, I wonder what. It gets me across the road faster. If you remember that joke, George.
Yeah, I do. So that pink doll is something that H3H3 and Hila gave to iDubbbz.
Yeah.
And it's like a really rare thing. And I'm guessing you watched this already, haven't you? or is this your first time watching
I've
it?
never watched it. I haven't been interested in watching iDubbbz for years.
So it. So H3H3 saying how precious that was to give to him and how rare it is, and and H3H3 imposed that at a certain time after this, and you'll see the party unpaused on it in a minute.
You want to know why the intro is actually pretty good? It's because of the song. The song's nostalgic. It's the nostalgic. Yeah.
That's a great point from Keem as well. I was thinking, I'm not minding this intro too much. It's not as edgy and as funny, anywhere near as funny as the old ones, but you think, this is an okay return intro to.
It is, yeah.
That's why
this is where H3H3 started playing this.
iDubbbz, stop what you're doing. Freeze. Mel just gifted 20 fucking members.
Let's go.
Bro, they're breaking him, man, aren't they? Keem and Boogie.
Not really. Then
you sure?
That 2020 gift is probably not once in a.
George, wait, stop.
Once or twice a stream now.
George, we've got 12 viewers. What the hell's this?
Have we?
I'm screenshotting that. I cannot believe that for 1 second, unless we've just been view botted or something. 12 views.
All right, now finish your jumping jacks.
Well, whoever you all are, thanks so much for joining. Feel free to comment stuff and I don't know, throw some funny things out there or banter. Oh.
Is it the same Humpy?
Yeah.
That's where H3H3 unpaused it. So it just said all this nice stuff and just that.
Yeah.
If you had 2 cars or more on finance.
Okay. We can stop right there. That's was the best
entertaining part.
Yeah, that was the best part of Content Cop. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from now on will be complete trash.
If there's a glitch.
It will be bad.
31 viewers.
Let me go and have a look.
Now 30 viewers.
Are you guys ready for this?
It is so frustrating because once again, that intro, I'm like, oh my god, what if what if he's entertaining again? Even if he's wrong about Ethan, at least it'll be entertaining. Wah, wah.
All right. Before we get into this, just in case someone out there really doesn't know the backstory, I'm going to give you a general backstory. Okay. H3H3, Ethan Klein, and Hassan Piker used to be in a podcast together called The Leftovers. And then the war heated up with October 7th in the Middle East with Israel versus Palestine. And basically, Hassan Piker's position is fuck Israel. That's his position. Okay. Ethan Klein's position is let's have peace in the Middle East. All right. I know these are very, very generalization of what took place, but that is overall their takes, okay? And they got into a big feud and broke up because of that. And we've talked about it many times right here on Local Live.
Yeah, why can't, so all Ethan's saying is I just want peace in the Middle East. Why can't Hassan just, I don't know the whole context. I haven't looked into this drama, but why can't Hassan just take it on the chin and think, you know what? He's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to think what he wants to think. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Because Hassan's left wing out and he doesn't care anyone else's opinion. That isn't his.
Like even if Ethan was saying, "Oh, I'm completely on Israel's side. They're amazing," all this stuff. Like, bro, who cares? Like at the end of the day, he's a streamer. Like, don't fall out with people over this stuff. It's pathetic. It's childish falling out over this stuff. I know people who don't care when evil things happen in cities and people get killed or beaten up or raped or etc. Who aren't really bothered. They just say, "Oh, I don't."
I thought you talked about me for a second then.
No, you care about when bad things happen. You care about being harsh.
Oh
on crime.
yeah, yeah.
People who aren't bothered about being harsh on crime, who aren't bothered about having law and order. I don't hate them or like them or say I'm never being friends with this person again. You know what I'm saying? I just think, well, that's their opinion. If they want to live in a world like that, then bloody hell, okay. If that's how you feel, if you don't care when bad things happen, that's whatever. But eventually, bad things could happen. If you take that attitude, bad things could happen to someone that you care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think, oh well, I see this sad story on the news, I see this thing happen, I see that thing happen. Oh, I'm not Bob. Oh, I just don't think about it. Eventually, it could happen to you. So that, but I'm not. My point is, I wouldn't fall out with people over it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they don't care about, like, I love how as soon as I start talking about this, all the views have gone down. We must.
I just went and checked.
Oh well, we had 30 odd views for a time. Please comment something. Please say what you think of what me and George are saying. But anyway, you know, it's like when people don't care. When like, I know someone who was really annoyed that their dad could not have an operation because of how overweight he was, and all this stuff because of the waiting list at the time, and the NHS wasn't as
waiting list.
Huh?
The waiting list.
Yeah, that's actually up there with the joke you made about that Bruce Willis film that we reviewed, the 12 Monkeys. The thing is, the jokes themselves aren't that funny, but it's like you catch me off guard with them very well. They're slipped in just at the right time, those jokes. But yeah, anyway, he was a fat guy who had to have an operation, and this person was angry and pissed off at the NHS. But then, years later, when this person's working for the NHS, they're like, "Oh yes, the NHS is underfunded, and oh, who cares if all the nurses go on strike when there's people who need to be looked after?" You know what I'm saying? Or you know, so it's when sometimes like people either when it's happening to them they care, then they don't care. Or before it happens to them, then when it happens to them, they care. But personally, I've had to endure a few things. I'm not saying I'm the most hard done to person who's had the worst life ever. But my point is, I keep things with me so I can care about them and try and spread some sort of awareness rather than thinking, oh, well, it happened to me, now it's gone, I don't care. So I think everyone should try and keep that same energy. If you're going to say 1 minute, I'm annoyed that my family can't get an operation, but I don't care when the nurses strike. But then the next minute you're saying, oh, I don't. It's fine. It's fine when everyone's missing appointments and is on a big waiting list. You know what I'm saying? So it's the double standard that I don't like. I just think everyone should keep the same energy. So if you're fine with long waiting times and silly jobs getting ridiculously high pays, like, you know, I saw jobs online like diversity manager, 70, 80K a year. If you're fine with all this stuff, then
why do we need that diversity manager? Exactly. Why can't that money go right into the hospital?
Yeah,
because a diversity manager is just a racist job, basically.
Well, to be honest, it is a bit of a pointless job because let's be real. Who cares what the people look like who work with you? I don't care. It's all about who's good at the job. Instead of thinking we need to get this person who looks like this and this person who looks like this and this person who ticks this box and this person who ticks this box. Nah, just get whoever you think, whoever's best for the job.
And if they are going for diversity things, what if you hire somebody who can't speak English properly, and there's an emergency? Are you they're saying this guy's had a heart attack? Like, I don't know what you mean. This guy's had a heart attack. I want to do a couple of cups here. I'll go and get him one. No,
it's like no matter how good you are as a doctor no matter how good you are as a doctor, let's say if you're from Germany, if you don't know English, then how are you going to help people and treat people? Man, I want the old iDubbbz back. Same here, but he's never going back to his old self unless something drastic happens to change him. But yeah, sorry about the big tangent there. I was just saying about like double standards and stuff, and the whole point that I'm trying to hammer home is that Hassan should not be falling out with friends just because they differ on him. But does he want everyone to be a drone and think the exact same way that he does?
Yes, he does.
What a silly pillar.
That is literally him in a nutshell.
All over the internet. Basically, Twitch is
what a very silly pillar.
Is a place for like extremist views for basically pro-terrorist people. Like they support terrorists. It's wild, bro. It's absolutely wild. And it's gotten so bad that the CEO of Twitch, right, is the one pushing the Hassan Pikers and what are the things that they what are the people
what are they pushing him for if he's like supporting, terrorist organizations with what he's saying? That's preposterous, isn't it?
Because they're just as left wing as him.
They call that like spawn underneath another creator. What are they called?
Orbiters.
Destiny
Orbiters.
Yeah. The Hassan Piker Orbiters. There's like probably about like 10 other streamers on Twitch that love Hassan Piker and just back up all of his extreme takes and whatnot. And
a couple of the comments. iDubbbz grew up. He wants his viewer base to grow up and start acting mature. If you keep saying you want the old iDubbbz back, just admit you've pushed off maturing your entire life. Well, that's a bit of an over-exaggeration. Saw a Gamer 3, a complete over-exaggeration in my opinion. I think people just want him to make like entertaining videos. I'm not bothered if he's ridiculously edgy or not. I just rather him be himself. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I agree that you can mature by not saying stupid, edgy things. But I'd rather him actually like make entertaining videos than, just make, I don't know, boring crap. Or he could just leave. That's why I don't watch him anymore. I haven't watched him for years. I haven't been entertained by him for years. So, I would like him to go back to making more entertaining stuff. I'm not like next level bothered about it. And I wouldn't say people that want him to go back to being his old self are necessarily immature. They're just probably, I don't know, they're just more entertained by the old videos. George,
and when like you got content cops like these, where when you look at the old ones, they used to be very well articulated, very well looked into, and then you got this one where it leaves out a massive point of why H3H3 doesn't like a lot of these people is because they sent CPS to his house about his kids, and it was in that stream where he was really irate about it because it had happened on that day. Then he's not going to like him, and so if iDubbbz wants to mature, wants to grow up, and wants to make videos, then he needs to do his research right. He needs to stop leaving stuff out that makes the people that he's friends with look bad, and he needs to take responsibility and actually do something good and interesting.
Yeah, it's been a decade. Well, yeah, it has been a decade. Yeah, I guess people.
It's been a decade, and he's lost his whole fan base because of the way he's acted.
What do you think of that, George?
Hang on, where he did research, country Ethan points, and actually tried to reach out to Ethan in the end. Right, so where he did research. Basically, literally, like I've just said, a lot of points that happened he didn't put in, like the CPS stuff, which was a massive thing. A way he even doesn't like him, and I'm just articulating myself. He didn't really try and reach out to Ethan, though, did he? He reached out to that guy who scores apologies and cried to him about his wife, which H3H3 was the only one who decided to defend iDubbbz and all that happened. H3H3 has done a lot more for iDubbbz than what iDubbbz done for H3H3.
Yep, again, I don't know much about the beef, so I'll take your word for it.
They get clout by sucking Hassan's dick, all right? His orbiters, right? So this is the feud that's going on, all right? Now, recently, all right, to bring you up to speed, a couple of these people on Twitch and whatnot that are orbiters of Hassan and terrorist supporters, okay, have been going after Ethan Klein and Ethan Klein's wife. And some of this stuff has been personal, like affecting their real life, right? And Gila and Ethan Klein got upset because they've been friends with iDubbbz and Anissa for years. And Anissa and iDubbbz are...
Which bits did he contradict Ethan's points? I'll just type it out, please.
Are friends with the terrorist supporters, okay? So Ethan and Gila are thinking that the terrorist supporters, right, would get yelled at.
If you want 1,000 whistles,
and as well, you would think that why didn't iDubbbz mention that Hassan had said 9/11 victims deserved it, and Fergan saying that American soldiers should get PTSD. He didn't mention that kind of thing.
I don't know.
Did he?
I don't know anything about either of those situations. But
no, I know you don't. But I know if you dig deep into it, like I am, there's a lot of stuff you know about these guys. How evil they can be.
Was brilliant. Nothing was out of context. Everything was correct. I am an Islamist, fundamentalist, radical terrorist. I am a vicious anti-Semite. It's true. Most importantly,
it is true. Yeah,
it is true.
there we go.
Hassan Piker, it literally is true. These are your takes. They've been well documented, well recorded. Yeah. There's been articles written that Twitch has a big problem with fucking terrorist supporters on their platform, and you're the poster boy for it. It is true. It is fucking true. It's actually a fucking fact.
More attractive than me, both physically and also mentally. I've been lying about everything, including my glasses. They're fake. He was right about that. That's not even in the content nuke. And he was right about that too. How did he know everything? How? Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up.
Wakey, wakey, Ethan. Wake up. And at this moment, it's like, oh no.
Don't pause it there. Yeah. Come on. That's
supports the Twitch terrorist support group. Like, what? Ethan, wake up. Time to be awake, Ethan.
Wake up, Ethan.
And now the orbiters are coming.
There's denims.
Wake up. Ethan, the dumb bitch is telling you to wake up.
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up. Oh my God!
What?
Frogan!
Have you seen that image of Frogan?
See this
intro.
It's like, how did you not know how this was going to play? Like, are you purposely cutting your own career's throat? What are you doing?
Frogan, the terrorist supporter, has teamed up with iDubbbz to take out H3H3. What? Wake up, Ethan. Ethan, wake up. And
this has to be some of the cringiest, most utter rubbish bag of arse content that I've ever watched. Like, genuinely, like, what is all this? You know, really, they're trying to be.
It really is.
They're not. They've got Twitch backing them. Like, iDubbbz used to attack people that weren't easy targets that would get him a bit of crap. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like, oh man, let's just go for the easy targets. Let's pile on. Let's get all these YouTubers in to have a go at him and do some cringy garbage.
Black guy, I don't know who
I've just sent you that photo.
I know. Do you know who that is, Boogie?
No clue.
No clue. No clue. Bro, you...
yeah, that is kind of funny, yeah.
Let's move on. Wake up. Seems anyone? Just wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up. Wake up, Ethan.
I'm not going to do a react.
Okay.
Can we pause it for a second? they did a photo together, iDubbbz and the Orbiters, and iDubbbz was holding one of Hassan's swords, which had a swastika as the hilt.
Oh, I did. I can't remember. I heard about that off the top of my.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I watched it now off the top of my head, but I did see a video about that saying that there was an SS symbol on the hilt. And it just seems really odd. Why would you pick that sword specifically? It just seems quite scumbag.
Yeah, and why would you make yourself a skinhead as well?
Yeah, very strange.
When you're making a video on a Jewish man, and his Jewish family.
Yeah, very, very strange.
iDubbbz, Frogan, the other two are doing the Fortnite dance, the Fortnite L dance behind Hassan Piker. Somebody in the chat said token black guy. Thank God someone in the chat said that and not me, which I almost said.
Right, of course.
Thank God somebody in the chat said that and not me. You guys need to understand something, and it's so crucial, right? Frogan is a Hassan Piker orbiter. This girl, whatever the fuck, I can't remember her name. She's a Hassan Piker orbiter. This black guy, Hassan Piker orbiter. And now it appears iDubbbz is now a Hassan Piker orbiter. But really, that's not true. That's not true at all. Because iDubbbz is not the orbiter. You know who is the orbiter of Hassan Piker, though? His fucking wife.
Bingo. The person that has manufactured the last few years of Ian's life as he drove his career into the ground also manufactured this tombstone for it.
His wife. His wife is an orbiter of these Twitch people and always has been.
So what's funny about
her Twitter.
Go
check out her timeline. Go check out who she's friends with.
What?
These are
Klein.
Is that on their wedding day, she posted a nude photo of herself to her OnlyFans on their wedding day.
She proposed to her OnlyFans. What do you mean?
No, she did a nude photo, put it out on her OnlyFans on her wedding day.
That is a bit bizarre, isn't it?
That's how
some of you have been
weird she is.
Of people who might not be familiar with the background.
You just skip past
what's been going on
quite a big bit. Then he literally takes off the content cop outfit,
and they've been in this epic battle with the terrorist supporters of Twitch. So this is why this video exists.
Ethan Klein. I know some of you have been following him, but
where does he take the?
Kim must have skipped it.
A lot of people who might not be familiar with the background.
Before he was takes off the outfit.
So Ethan, as you know, is a content creator who has a podcast where he says all sorts of outrageous stuff. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's fucked up. He's had shows with all sorts of different controversial characters. He's had a show with Trisha Paytas. He's had a show with Hassan Piker. In doing so, he's gathered a ton of different audiences. Now, in his podcast,
Doja, thank you for the 5 gifted.
With Hassan Leftovers, they would mostly talk about surface level progressive shit and make fun of right wingers.
And you're telling me he didn't flick their dick once at least?
No, as Hunter Shavers, you trans women, I say, oh no!
And it was mostly that until they actually had to
when you've done podcasts agreeing with each other constantly, can you bloody just hate someone on one issue? It's preposterous. Me and GC agree on a few things, but we also disagree on a lot as well. It doesn't mean that I'm going to say, GC, get off the podcast now, go away. I mean, I'll kick him out of the podcast for, I'll kick him from the studio for a laugh.
I love that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I love doing things like that. But not over disagreements.
Certain hand maneuvers, or if I'm getting interrupted, I might remove people from the studio when I want to make a point. However, you know, over surface level things and over like if GC said something that I disagree with, as long as it wasn't next level outrageous, I wouldn't really care. I just think, you know what, he's entitled to say what he wants to say. This is my podcast. I believe as long as you don't say anything that gets us banned off YouTube, you can say it as long as you don't go too far, and we can have a reasonable discussion. Not, oh, let's all just agree with each other for 3 hours and not have any differing takes. But you disagree with me one time, you're banned. Go away. You're not my friend anymore, buffoon. You know.
Well, we disagreed about the film on the podcast. So,
the 12 Monkeys.
I was a
little bit of a madman about that. Yeah, I did go. I did say, get out of here. 3 out of 10. How can you give that a 3 out of 10? I did get a bit annoyed, but it wasn't a serious rant. It was just sort of like
we just having a bit of fun.
It was a little bit. I was a little bit annoyed, but I just thought, I'll just go a bit over the top with it. Obviously, George could bloody give films a 0 out of 10 if he wants. Someone could give every film that I enjoy 0 out of 10. I wouldn't just fall out with them over a disagreement.
No.
With a very serious topic. I would say that Hassan was very well equipped to talk about that topic.
Palestinian people living in the West Bank are subject to these horrific conditions, horrific living conditions by the state of Israel, America's greatest ally and the only democracy in the Middle East, if you ask Republicans and even liberals.
What the Nancy invented. Okay.
So the point iDubbbz is trying to make here is like, hey, in 2019, Hassan Piker was talking about the Middle East. And in 2019, H3H3 was making jokes on his podcast. In 2020, right? Hassan.
Just because someone, yeah, I mean, I agree with the point King's making here, because at the end of the day, the way I see it, like, just because someone is talking about something years ago, like, I could, I've been talking about UFC since, like, late 2016. Someone could have started watching in 2022 and talk about it, and still, like, I don't talk about it publicly that much, but like in my private life, I talk about it with people. And someone could come in 2022 and have way better takes than me and know way more and know about multiple MMA organizations and not just the UFC. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just because someone's been talking about something for years doesn't mean they're going to have the best takes or know the most about the sport or the topic. So, yeah, it's a bit weird that he's saying, iDubbbz is like, he's been talking about this since 2019. It's like, well, yeah, but it doesn't mean he knows everything about. It doesn't mean his take is better than someone else's take on whatever topics, on any topic.
Hassan Piker was talking about the Middle East. And 2020, Ethan Klein was making stupid fucking fart jokes. This is the point he's trying to make, which is no point. Like, I don't fucking get this. All right. Like, this is Hassan Piker.
Bro, I could do a video like bloody, farting in the camera in 2018 and then make a serious articulate video 3 years later. It doesn't mean anything, does it? So it's a daft point from iDubbbz, isn't it?
Grift, his job.
Not being funny. Look at what I've made.
Yeah, exactly.
I made that very controversial one not years back.
Yeah, the Tip and Vanna one.
Then I made me and you fighting Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people are going to change, just like the commenter earlier saying about how people change after 10 years. To a degree, that is correct. Everyone makes different videos, don't they? So,
it always has been, right? Someone else could have a different career, make different content, and still be educated on a fucking topic and give an opinion on a topic that's in reference to some conflict in the Middle East.
Even worse, though, by the way, he says Hassan is one of the very few people who have the qualifications to give a comment on what's happening in the Middle East. Fucking what?
Yeah. I don't know. Last time I checked the Constitution, I'm pretty sure I do. I'm pretty sure so does iDubbbz, so does every American fucking retard. Yeah. I hate when people do that. It's like, dude, you have no authority, iDubbbz.
We do.
Shut up.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the UK, we aren't allowed to really
have
any. Yeah, but we haven't been allowed to have any.
It's itself.
It's really
between the two.
Well, it was really more David Cameron who got rid of free speech originally, and Starmer's just enhanced.
Not really. He wasn't arresting people for it, was he?
You would get arrested years ago if, from 2010 onwards, the Equality Act and basically getting rid of free speech. If you had said something,
yeah, but it's not. It's not half as bad as what it is now. With what
it's not as bad as what it is now. But if in 2011, 2012, someone could accuse someone of saying something bad, and then you get arrested by the police. But obviously, it isn't as bad as it is now. But I'm just saying that was when free speech was officially taken out from the UK public. But obviously, Starmer has, cracked down a lot more and gotten a little bit more annoyed and aggressive. And made the establishment arrest a lot more people. And now we've
not career related.
We've lost a few more viewers. Oh crap!
Jerusalem, the United Nations says that may be a war crime. It literally is.
It's just eating the toppings out. The pizza looked like a burn victim. It was all disgusting.
I don't know if you can make that joke in 2021.
Why?
It's insensitive to burn.
I think it's a good analogy. It's a powerful image.
Ethan was not prepared for this. Ethan, the whole time,
It's not wrong. It's a powerful image.
guy, and that's fine. You know, we don't expect Ethan to be an expert on the topic. Ethan was obviously
Let's
caught
go
in
back
this
to what-
situation where he is extremely sympathetic to the Israeli cause and
That's
what's
what
happening to
iDubbbz
them.
are doing
His
like
wife's
15 years ago.
Exactly.
Israeli. He served in the
Kinda
IDF.
fun.
He obviously likes the state of Israel. On the other hand, he's just got done capturing a massive progressive audience who are very politically savvy.
Hang on, I do want to say something. They say about the RDF and about how H3H3's wife was in it.
Just got done
Only
capturing
because
a massive
it's mandatory to join it.
I didn't know that people were forced to join the IDF in Israel.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. So you can't really...
Well, they're not forced. It's mandatory, like how it is in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
progressive audience who are very
I
political.
don't think you have to join the army in the USA. The only countries that make you join the army are like South Korea. I think you have to do 4 years national service, I believe.
Politically savvy. They follow Hassan. Hassan is strictly a political.
This is just dishonest. He clearly likes the state of Israel. I'm sorry. Ethan Klein has criticized the state of Israel multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
Multiple fucking times. All right. Like, it's just, this is just more gaslighting from these fucking people. It's just, the whole argument, the whole video is starting on a false pretense.
Streamer. So this is something they're very keyed into. So when they see Ethan say things that are just like not accurate and it's just propaganda, they're going to call it out.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
So this massive progressive audience that Ethan has, adopted over the years, they're becoming increasingly critical of his position because now he's talking about it, not on Leftovers. He's now talking about it on his podcast.
Does he not know from the river to the sea? Do you think iDubbbz knows what that means?
No.
It means take out fucking Israel. Yeah. Like, does he not know that? What the? I'm so confused.
I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel. Because you don't see that. When you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking mega lefties talking about it, like it's some super racist, like crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys.
The other day, BB fired a really good guy that a lot of people are pissed about.
So Ethan is having this back and forth with his liberal audience, leftist people online.
Okay. So, first of all, that was one of the things H3 and Gila got dinged for, is calling that guy a really good guy. And they addressed it. And they went into detail. So using that clip out of context, just... And I barely know anything about this. All right? Yeah. I just know the little stuff that we've covered on Locale Live. Remember we covered this where Gila was in trouble, right? She had a whole response to that, right? He just uses the clip, bam, skips over.
Progressive content creators, Hassan, all of these different people. He's finding new people every day, basically, to get in fights with.
Of all people, this guy, Matt Lieb, Frogan and Denims and all these dipshits. And everybody thinks this guy's awesome, apparently. Even though he looks like Milhouse, fucking dork. Denims, by the way, was the real villain of the video. Evil, hateful, fucking... And I'll say it and I'll double down on it. And people... No.
And it's all culminated, at least for my story, in Ethan burning bridges with people until he burned the bridge with me. Since Ethan and Hassan's falling out, I've been keeping to myself mostly.
Yo, the entire chat is saying Wings got arrested.
What?
You can skip this.
Right, is this true? Did Wings actually get arrested?
No, it's fake.
Oh, okay, that's all right then. That would have been bad, man, after he pushed over his wife and got fired from the show. Then he gets arrested like a complete downfall. Like, as much as
it would have probably been for beating his wife.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I am angry at him for doing what he did, and I think he's a scumbag, at the end of that, I'd rather him learn his lesson, and apologize and try and build something better for himself rather than being a scumbag and continuing to do evil things.
I think it would have been funny if Wings went along with it, since he had been arrested.
I am in prison. Keem, bail me out.
I don't have many nice things to say. Maybe if Ethan's able to get some help, maybe if he stops.
That's it. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm putting on a members only.
Oh,
fuck you guys.
That's what you get for letting the peasants talk.
You want to fuck with me? I'm gonna fuck with you.
Skip this
Bye,
bit,
buddy. Bye.
Stops harassing other creators.
That just shows
Maybe he does these things. Eventually, he'll find
that
peace,
money,
and
doesn't
we
it?
can like rekindle our friendship. So that's been my approach. I've occasionally thrown a joke Ethan's way in the form of Hassan Piker versus Ethan Klein for boxing.
I like iDubbbz. He's a good guy, but I don't like this. It's stupid. It's not.
Yeah, as much as I like to poo-poo people like Destiny, bro, Hassan is a unit, man. He's massive. He would just annihilate bloody H3. Sorry to say. If they had a boxing match.
No, I don't think he's massive.
Bro, he's 6'7".
I think he's.
House, man.
He might be 6'7", but
he's massive.
He's unhealthy.
He's unhealthy. Weak.
Yeah, he doesn't leave his house.
Bro, he's a unit, man. If you look up Hassan Piker Gym, he's an absolutely deadly unit. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying it's guaranteed that he beats him, but I'm saying if a dude who's absolutely gigantic who probably
I'll take him on and I'll beat him.
If he didn't have any training, you've got an okay chance. But I think with his, it depends what sort of fight it is.
Right now, the way.
So right outside.
Just the way we go so far.
Mate, he'd grab you.
Oh yeah, I'd beat him.
Okay.
So I just start saying offensive things to him, and he's frees up, and that's when I take him.
I mean, if you have a weapon, yeah, you kick his ass, but like in a fist fight, bro, I think.
You know what? I'd just say Palestine deserves it. Kick me in the balls, and then I could just go hammer him. Okay, that sounds weird, but yeah, what I mean.
By the way, George is a co-host, but I'm not, saying I'm not.
No, I'm just saying things that would offend Hassan.
Just lost a few more viewers, but okay, so you really piss him off, and you reckon that would make him go over the edge.
Yeah.
So I reckon, unless Hassan is completely weak at training and useless, I think he'd whoop in a fight in boxing.
Fucking petty beef. It's like this guy's evil and he's doing anti-Semitism, and also he's way out of my weight class.
He didn't like that.
I think Bully could beat him.
No. It wouldn't be a fair fight. Yeah, he's way out of the weight class. Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta just throw something out there. I used to work with this video editor named Froggy Tonic. I discovered him because he was in the circles online that I was in, and one of those circles.
God, this is so boring. Boogie, this is so boring. I don't fucking care.
But
look, I can't lie. Old content cops were a lot more enjoyable. They're a lot more like, you give them a hole that is very difficult to get themselves out of. Now it just sort of feels like he's saying,
yeah, because he put like sketches and stuff in there as well.
That too. Now it just sort of feels like he's saying, oh, well, this person isn't qualified to talk about this, and this person can't talk about this, and look at what he said here. It just feels like another bloody drama video, except quite boring. And people don't want to sit there for an hour. Like if you look at someone like Sensitive Society, I know I brought him up a lot, but he just makes 10-minute videos and tells you everything you want to know. This just feels like a typical drama video that iDubbbz has done. It doesn't feel like a proper content cop deep dive, and it doesn't seem interesting at all, to be honest with you.
No, you're completely right.
Look, if you slow it down, there are some scenes in here where he truly self-owns, and it's very beautiful.
This sucks.
Dude, turn on text-to-speech so they can interrupt it. Please, can you at least do that?
Okay, I don't know how to do it. Let me.
More money for Keemstar.
Wait.
To create -196, we freeze up.
It's the COVID lab.
Control-C, Control-P.
I got it. All right, we're good.
Now, let them entertain us while we watch this goddamn dumb stuff.
He watched Ethan's content. He liked Ethan's content until he didn't like Ethan's content. There would be an occasional Froggy tweet where I'd be like, I agree with that. Like I'm not going to endorse it. I'm not going to retweet it or like it, but fair enough.
I guess I just missed my old friend. Some wings are too bird feathered colored.
Now that brings us to February 28th of this year. Now, my former editor of a year and a half ago did say some truly mean shit. He called Hila the C word. He said they're trying to.
What has he said then? I know I haven't looked at many of these tweets, but how do you think you're morally above us all when you're judging people based on where they're from? 2 years old. You know that? Oh, that's pretty nasty saying that. Okay. It's not. Don't know. Oh yeah, they're both the same. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you shouldn't resort to insults. You should be trying to, deconstruct what the person said and come up with a decent response, not just.
I'm not everything can't do that.
Throwing random crap.
That to be a reasonable thing to do.
Just 2 years.
And a bunch of other shit, I'm sure. Ethan, at some point,
welcome to Cash Cow.
That iDubbbz former editor says this horrendous shit about him and Hila. But no one's asking the question, where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obviously a problem if Ethan was discovering
pause right here. Pause right here.
Scrolling.
Pause right here.
Wait, Mr. H is on that.
If Ethan was
pause right
where does Ethan get this information from? You see, it would be very obvious.
I shouldn't laugh, but you just caught me off guard.
If Ethan was
is it the Palestine people?
Oh, wait, so are they being serious or just joking around with the?
I'm guessing they're joking around, but
yeah,
I know. I said there is something eerily similar between the two groups.
Pause right here. Pause right here.
Scrolling.
Pause right here. First thing I want to say, this section's got some pretty important shit in it. Okay, I did see this part. No, listen. First off, Ian is talking about something his ex-editor did. And Ethan's mad about something his ex-editor, a guy you no longer work with. You're now responsible for something someone says that you no longer fucking work with? Ethan, you're goddamn retarded. Secondly, the other thing he gets into here, we'll play it. I'll make you pause and again a second. Play this.
Yeah, Ethan's stupid, but so is iDubbbz, right? Because
yeah, because I agree there. He's a former editor. You can't, and to be honest, again, I don't want to just keep using the podcast to, compare. But George, if you said, I don't want to be co-host anymore, I'm rarely coming on the podcast, see you later. It's got nothing to do with me. If you start doing stupid things, I'm not the master.
No, I don't do stupid stuff. I need to keep it away from the podcast.
Well, yeah, and I say this has nothing to do with me. This doesn't reflect the podcast's overall opinions and takes. This is just George.
But what I'm on here, it is part of the podcast. If I'm doing it on my own accord and I'm not on the podcast anymore, then you've got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, same as if Liam started, doing the can around shopping centres, going mad.
Yeah, and then goes and joins the Ku Klux Klan.
I mean, I'd laugh at most mad things he do, but yeah, that would be a bit bizarre and too far.
It is standing posing for a photo. It is pointy out.
Yeah, I'd be very terrified and worried and disappointed.
I fire him.
What, you'd be fine with him?
I said I'd high five him.
You'd high five him? Oh dear.
Yeah.
Moving on.
What? Who cares?
I'm telling you, this is a retard fight, and that's the other thing I was going to say. That's the other thing I was going to say.
No, iDubbbz says this. He goes,
"That's big coming from Boogie."
Asking, how?
Yeah, because Boogie's bloody had loads of silly bloody arguments and got upset over nothing and been screaming and shouting and getting upset when his lies get called out. That is a bit, again, when your life's documented, it's difficult. But at the end of the day, it's very, very hypocritical for him to say this is a moron argument. Bro, Boogie, you're a moron as well, man. You're an absolute tit with similar stuff.
Well, if you listen to the song somebody made about him.
And he's such a lazy dude, Boogie. When Wings pushed his wife over, everyone else got up and moved away and was trying to calm everything down, push people back. Boogie was just sitting there like this.
I've still got the picture.
No, I love
Where is it?
We've just lost 5 viewers because I was.
There it is. I've got it.
Oh, never mind.
Boogie in the war.
This is amazing. Sitting there. Oh, brilliant.
Got this information.
Because honestly, it's a bit like the Mandela effect, because I honestly had no clue he was sitting there until you pointed it out. You said, he's still there. And I was like, oh, bloody hell, all he's done for the whole last 10 minutes is out here.
I know.
In the chair, and it's like, what on earth is going on?
Does that matter?
Oh, it matters a lot in a second. Hold on. Secondly, Ian, unfollowing somebody you no longer work with on Twitter is free. If you see somebody you used to work with shitting all over somebody that's your friend or used to be your friend, might be your friend again one day, unfollowing is free. You don't have to tweet and be like, this guy's a piece of shit, which is also free. You can do that. You can condemn somebody, your ex.
I somewhat agree with Boogie here. It depends what the person's saying. If someone's putting like baseless claims and false accusations, it's a kind of a good idea to address them. But if it's just another hate comment, then who cares? I mean, I rarely go on Twitter anyway. You know, I'd rarely go on now. And if I was big, bloody hell, I wouldn't bother with that at all. But or I'd very rarely bother with it. But yeah, I somewhat agree with Boogie here, but it's if he wants to look at what someone said about and gone on a big tangent and he's bringing in, you know, his missus saying, oh yeah, your wife's a big scumbag, then it's not, I kind of understand him getting pissed off because it's not about Ethan, it's about his family, and he might want to stick up and defend his missus or defend other people he cares about.
Editor was something he said, you can do that.
He should do that best he can, but obviously this isn't just another hate comment, this is an actual editor with a bit of a following, so it's one of those things. It just depends how you want to deal with it in that situation.
Yeah.
For free, but I'll just unfollow the guy. You don't work with him anymore. Who cares?
Yeah, but they do kind of the similar thing we do. It's like if anyone's talking shit, you respond to it for content, right?
Right.
You know,
that's another very good point from Keen.
At the end of the day, this is just a retard slap fight. This part. But this next part, he gets into how does Ethan...
Just again, I don't want to make
just like the wings of Boogie fight.
Yeah, I don't want to make this about like lolcow, bro. They need a third person. Keem, if any... Oh, there's only one view. This is the worst time to do it. I should have done it when 40 people were watching. I was gonna throw my name in the hat. I was gonna say, if you need a third host, get me on. I'll do what I need to do. I'll research.
You don't want to go to that level.
You don't think so, bro? I wouldn't. Actually, no. I prefer my job, to be honest. I don't. I like having bants in the office. Actually,
would you want to be spending every day talking to Boogie? Really?
The only I think I get along with Keem to a degree, but then when it comes to a disagreement behind the scenes, I feel like he'd be a horrible bloke. Boogie's just going to.
Yeah. I think the exact same thing.
Like, think about all the creative disagreements that, you know, we've all had loads of creative disagreements, me, you, and him. Like, I guess it's not serious, but like, it's not as serious as making money off of the internet. But like, you know, I'll say, I just personally don't think that idea is very good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keem, he gets bloody mad over stuff, and it's like, calm down. It's just bloody YouTube ideas, man. There's no need to like Tommy C and fire this person and fire this other person and go mad. But yet rehire Boogie after lying about cancer. You know, it's just like what he just seems like a difficult person.
And it's about his daughter after he was the one who killed his own dog the other day.
Crazy. So I guess I feel like if I was on lolcow as a third host, it would be all right for a while. But I think after about 2 or 3 months, I'd get very fed up. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Also, the times they do it wouldn't work. I need to move out my house because my family go to bed. Well, my sister goes to bed quite early. So I wouldn't be able to stop. I'll basically be talking really quietly on the podcast. Go, oh yes, Keem, yes, Boogie, yes. Okay. So it wouldn't work, would it? I need to.
Well, they've been thinking of doing lolcow UK.
Oh,
and that's where they mentioned Callum.
Oh, bro! If it was
Callum, imagine like Callum, Boogie, and Becky all in a stream together.
That'd be pretty funny. I hope, honestly, I know Callum's Corner's quit streaming and he might quit YouTube. I hope he just rides off into
he's streaming little bits and pieces. Like he went live last night and he did a Reddit live stream
nice.
a few nights before that. So thank you for the nice messages he had.
Yeah, I hope he just rides off into the sunset, meets a woman, settles down, has a family, and, you know, looks after Lenny. And
he's already got a daughter, so.
Apparently, yeah. But does she live anywhere near him?
Yeah, and I'm 5 minutes away, apparently.
Oh, crap, I didn't know. Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought this was something from years ago, like when he was young. Like when he was like...
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Apparently, if he moved to Thailand, like the woman he had the child with, and the 3 kids will be going to Thailand with him.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
apparently they're quite close.
I hope he just rides off into sunset and enjoys himself. But yeah, I guess Boogie wouldn't be that much fun to talk to for hours and hours and hours on end. And Keem is cool, but again, it's all about him. He doesn't really let other people talk, and it's just about his takes. And I don't know, difficult one.
I've got a good third host.
Ethan.
Ian Moore.
No. He needs to bloody go to prison. He's horrible.
Stuff. And I think there's some truth to this.
But he's just as bad as Boogie.
Through Twitter, looking for something to
No, Boogie's way less evil than him.
upset himself with. He has maybe set it up in such a way where his employees feel the need to send him this information, and that would be horrible.
What is worse, someone basically being a paedophile, which is what Ian Moore is, or someone just lying about something very serious? I think.
Have you seen Boogie's daughter?
Boogie's daughter? What are you on about?
His girlfriend. It literally wasn't alive when he started YouTube.
George, there's a big difference between Ian Moore sending a minor very, very sexual messages who's like 11 or 12, and then Boogie dating somewhat. No. There's a big difference between Ian Moore sending a disgusting sexual message to an 11 or 12-year-old, and multiple ones I'm pretty sure he sent them to, like multiple children, which is evil. There's a big difference between that and Desi, an adult, agreeing to be with Boogie 2988. A big difference, George. Patrick Stewart's wife is like in her 40s, and Patrick Stewart's like 83. So there's a big difference between that, George. Like, you can't compare those. Ian Moore's way more evil.
Still both as creepy than anything there.
I think actual Noncery is way more creepy than some bloke in his 40s dating someone.
No, not being funny. You're 25. When you're 50, and you dated a 20-year-old, right now, like they wouldn't even be near to being conceived.
Yeah, but there's a difference. You can make that argument with anyone. If some bloke's 10 years older than his missus, you can say, oh, well, when you were 15, she was 5. Like, what? Well, that's got nothing to do with anything. That's not irrelevant. She's 21
It was just creepy.
It is a bit strange. No, I'm not saying it's not strange, but what I am saying is there's a big difference between Ian Moore sending a sexual message to a child and Boogie dating someone who is 21. Big difference. The one is illegal, and the other one is illegal and paedophilia.
I know what you mean. I do agree, but I have a feeling that Desi was 17 when they first started talking, so
you have a
she would have been underage.
You have a feeling and a hunch.
Not a feeling from what people have said online.
Okay, but there's no proof of that, so I wouldn't think.
These are from the leaked group chat messages from the whole drama community.
I'd rather have
Keemstar, Nicholas Joria, and things like that.
Sending you things that are entertaining for your show that don't fucking trigger the hell out of you. Why is there so much?
No, but that is entertaining. His employees are trying to get him triggered so he can go off on someone. Like, come on. Duh.
That's what iDubbbz used to do. Like, want to annoy everyone and be the person that stands out that does something like edgy and out there and anti-establishment. You know what I'm saying? That's what iDubbbz used to do. So I don't see why he's pretending to be so perplexed.
And Mojo again.
By this. I don't get why he's being trying to pretend to be so perplexed by this sudden idea of doing stuff to annoy people. Like, I don't agree with winding people up and annoying people. I think just get on with your life. But like iDubbbz did it loads. How can this concept be so bizarre to him and unknown?
Literally, Ethan, wasn't it? Content got weird on iDubbbz.
Exactly. They were good friends.
This guy on Twitter who's barely getting any interactions, linking him to me and posting on the Reddit when there's no work being put into who the fuck is the person on the Reddit who's posting this in the first place. If you do a little bit of research, it seems like it's an account whose intention is to make Ethan crash out.
I cannot stand when some commentators say, if you do a little research, motherfucker, these people go fucking CIA and they call it, if you did a little, one Google search would have told you. They always say that shit. It's like so stupid.
But this is the part that I wanted to talk about. And this is the point that Ian has a little bit of a point, even though it's a stupid one. Yes, there is clearly a Reddit account that is doing everything it can to get this stuff in front of Ethan to make him crash out. That is true. It's called entertainment. Not all of us are living in a goddamn ivory tower, Ian, where we're like, I'm not allowed to have feelings anymore. I'm not allowed to say things anymore. My wife will not give me my penis back if I have a feeling. Ethan's allowed to.
This is some decent trash talk to iDubbbz.
Feel shit and talk
He's actually making a good point for once.
about it, you retard.
Dude, Guru, thank you for joining Band World.
One of the users on the Snark Reddit points this out. They're like, I've seen this account before. This account has scraped its history, and it's now trying to make Ethan burn bridges.
Hey, George, I know I said I wouldn't be good as a third host, but I think in your situation, with the money that you already get, wouldn't you enjoy being like a third host? Like, you can stay up late, talk on, sit on your phone, go hello.
I didn't do it. Enjoy the different buggy in here one. I think if I did it, I'd enjoy doing it with Riley and Billy. I think I'll get along with them quite nicely.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to like Becky, I know I'd be basically bashing me against the wall with her screeching.
Yeah. Oh, she doesn't seem that bad, but I guess I'll take your word.
Oh, she can get really bad.
I've only seen her in a few clips. She seemed pretty cool, but obviously, you know.
When you watch like the full episodes, and how she acts,
This is within
God, you get sick of her.
Unity. Like, this is the thing.
Neglected_Tibbles super chatted $19.99. If you still want to troll, become a member, peasants. It's $10.
Neglected Tibbles.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, medium skin tone, okay, hand, medium, dark skin tone, thumbs up, medium skin tone, right facing fist, medium, dark skin tone, okay, hand, medium tone, right facing fist, medium, dark skin tone, okay, hand, medium, dark skin tone. Say I like hairy papers or bagels, wear a lil cap.
Shut up.
Very nasty, uncharitable, and fucked up towards Ethan and Hila on Twitter. But Ethan and Hila are doing the same shit on their podcast. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Terror supporter.
The CEO of Twitch.
Pedophile.
George,
Now I'm going to watch and
really half full. Do you need to go? Or?
Give me 10 more minutes.
Okay, cool. I'll probably react to a bit of it on my own after you leave, and then just call it a day.
Respond to the 2 podcast streams where Ethan and Hila call us spineless cowards.
A lot of people probably already know
doing the same thing.
All of it already, don't they?
I guess we could probably end it after
like that Hila's a Nazi, that she kills kids, that she went on like she's at like
we could probably end it after 10 minutes and then do a quick. Let's keep watching till like I don't know, round this area, around 47 minutes, then we can just do an outro.
It might be worth you just skipping to the end bit actually.
All right. Well, this is just them.
No, not the end of the log, or the end of the actual content of around there, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious, this one's going on for a while. Good old Moretti, decent drink. Still prefer an ale, me, but Moretti's a good one.
I wouldn't mind one of them, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have a beer with my tips.
Bingo! That's literally what they're saying. That's I mean, everybody gets it, right? Let me guess. iDubbbz doesn't get it?
Oh, he definitely does not get it.
Well, let me guess.
I was like, oh, it's a play on the who has the N-word pass and who doesn't tier list. Granted, Habibi is very different than the N-word, but it is a cultural word amongst Arabic-speaking people and Muslim people. Like that is a word that's used. Habibi, it means my love. Oh no, don't do that, Habibi. Oh yes, Habibi, you're my Habibi. I'm your Habibi. So yes, it's meant to be a fun way that these Arab content creators can express their Arab culture and be proud of it and happy about it, because it's not like they have massive representation.
$20. Boogie, will you go ding dong ditch your neighbors for us? Pretty please.
When we get done with this bullshit, this boring bullshit, we'll have about 30 minutes left in the show. We'll do something entertaining. We'll figure it out. Just waiting. As soon as we're done with let's rough week. We'll come back tomorrow.
And nobody has a fucking problem with that. Okay, you have a tier list based on race. Where's the Jewish panel? Where at the top it says Jewish. It's a tier list based on Arab to Jew. He's Arab, which is good.
Rick
That's the best
Sanchez
thing you can be on
super chatted $19.99.
and Arab culture. There's a lot of Arabs who eat sabra. There's a lot of people like me who eat sabra. A lot of the times it's all that's in the store, and I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna eat it, but it is not the good shit. Like the average Arab American, they're gonna go in the store and the only option they have is
this
fucking
is
sabra.
hurting my brain now. It's all just gossip rubbish. It's all just like such petty stuff.
Imagine watching the whole thing 3 times, mate.
And
I don't know.
Or 4 now.
Oh my
I don't know.
Usually I take the mick and say, "Oh, George, you have all the free time in the world, la-di-da-di-da." But mate, even if I was a multi-millionaire and had all the free time, I think I'd bloody be fried if I was watching that crap 3 times.
So I was trying to get as much information from
no, I appreciate that. Yeah. if neither of us had the information and the comments from earlier, we wouldn't know. Well, I certainly wouldn't know what to say. I just say, "Oh, whatever, I'll take your word for it." To that other person, I would have said if you weren't there. So.
This is the fucking point that he's making. He's defending the list because other people eat hummus.
Yes.
Do you want to just call it a day then, or?
There's one bit on over the show where
like it's
it goes to the guy who writes apologies.
Okay.
Do not try to talk away this joke and gaslight us. That's retarded. That is so retarded. The joke was literally Arab Jew. That was the joke. All right. Whether you think it's funny, whether you think it's offensive, whatever, right? Don't
very anti-Semitic.
You sound like a fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only option, right? Arab communities and distribution facilities are not widespread across the U.S. So what are they left with? They're left with a common, relatable, shitty hummus, which is sabra. And what's so fucking pathetic about this whole thing is after he was able to get these Arab creators banned off of Twitch for 30 days, he goes on to talk about how bad sabra hummus is on his show.
I don't think anybody prefers sabra over homemade like restaurant quality hummus. You know, it's what's there.
Like weirdly fluffy.
It is
sabra.
fluffy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes I eat it. It's not the best.
The problem is
they're just talking about bad hummus.
I'm just so fucking confused. Tank cop from Rust.
A Jewish thing or an Israeli thing, he can have.
But it was, bro. How the fuck could you ever, iDubbbz, convince the million people that are going to watch this content, cop, that that's not what they were going for? How?
Can't. You literally can't.
How? You're an idiot. Like, this might be the weakest argument in this entire fucking thing.
There's some pretty weak ones.
Jesus Christ.
That discussion as much as he wants on his podcast because we all know his intentions are anti-Semitic.
This is what he did. He hit his heart hard.
The Zionism is leading to not accepting other cultures, embracing their
We
own
did
culture,
skip
and
a
instead
bit
thinking
where
that
we
that
just
is an
talked about
attack
like the
on
button
you.
for like 20 odd minutes.
What minute? What? Which bit?
Oh no! Don't watch it. I'm just saying.
Where
okay,
they were reacting to Cutie Cinderella, and Ethan was laughing during it. So that ended up being a pretty important wake-up call for Ethan. He made an apology video directed at Cutie Cinderella, and
can I just point out? I would like to point out during this entire content cop, iDubbbz, a YouTuber, right? A legendary YouTuber has been defending Twitch streamers. Okay. Let me say this again. All right. A YouTuber,
and what does his wife do?
Legendary YouTuber from the golden days has been defending Twitch streamers through this entire video.
Yeah.
iDubbbz is not a Twitch streamer, but you know who is and who's always inspired to be one? His fucking wife.
Exactly.
His fucking wife. His fucking wife.
Oh,
holy shit. Like, do you not understand? I can see right through you. I can see right through you.
it was graded by a professional psychologist, Dr. Kirk Honda of Psychology in Seattle, and Ethan got an A+ rating.
In terms of a public apology, this is A+.
Ethan won't stop talking about his A+ rating.
You know, he rated my apology to Cutie Cinderella a perfect score, a perfect 10.
A perfect 10 out of 10?
Literally 10 out of 10. Go back. I can teach you how to make a good apology. I'm
right,
the best
10 out of 10.
I know what a perfect apology is, lady. You fucking don't. Is my perfect apology in the PowerPoint?
I'll tell you what a good apology is. Owning what you said and saying that you want to move on from it. You know what I'm saying?
I've got a good one.
Go on.
I made a severe and continuous lapse of judgment. All wrong is play a ukulele. That's another good one.
No, but I just feel like people just need to own what they said and did. Say still, if it was something from years ago, say, yeah, I don't agree with what I said all those years ago. Or if they do, say that they do, and say, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And if it was something that they said recently that people deemed as like silly or cancelable, or whatever the word is, then just say, yeah, I still agree with it if you've got a problem. Unless you genuinely had a change of heart over a week, which I doubt. Just say, yeah, you know, this is what I think, and if you got a problem, go away, do one. Obviously, there's a few situations where you can't do that. Like obviously, Logan Paul.
I'm just laughing because I'm thinking, of the Shane Dawson apology.
Oh, I'd never watched that, but obviously, with what Logan Paul
I never did my cat. That one.
I haven't seen that, but what I was going to say was obviously with Logan Paul, what Logan Paul did all those years ago. I'm not even on about his scams, but again, you can't say, "Oh yeah, I scammed you, goodbye." Like obviously, that's not going to work, and you can't say, "Oh yeah, I'm fine with filming people," you know, in the ending themselves, Forrest. Oh yeah, that's fine. I agree with that. Like, obviously, you can't do it with certain things, but with other things, you can just say, "Yeah, this is this," and if you don't like it, go away. Obviously, with what Logan did, I got no clue what I'd say. I'd just say I made a big mistake and it's horrible and I'm going to take a while off YouTube. I think I need to rethink what I've done and learn to respect people's serious situations rather than just filming and laughing. And obviously then you've got evil people like James Charles like sending news to minors. That's just disgusting. I mean, if I was him, I'd just hand myself into the police and say I deserve time in prison for this. I've messed up.
Yeah, did you see the video I sent you the other day about James Charles?
No, I don't. I can't stand him. He's pure evil doing what he did.
It was really funny because this guy basically said, look, you fell off," and then James Charles quote tweeted him. So let's compare some subscriber numbers, and then you come back saying, well, let's compare children with being in, and he put himself as 0 and then James Charles in 9.
Crazy.
Perfect 10 out of 10. This one is actually best apology. So
Ethan Klein, you guys, oh my god! I was trying really hard to think about an impactful moment during this video.
So now I'm going to try and get rid of this perfect score that this guy gave him. Just keep that in mind.
I don't know if this came from a good place or not, but I came up with the idea of getting Ethan's grade changed from an A to a B at least. So I went to visit psychology in Seattle. I'm not confident that Kirk will change his grade, but it's worth trying. And, you know, we might learn a thing or two.
Xander! Probably get pretty low marks. Unlike me, perfect score 10. I said, hey, Lud, no leg drama. Why are you such a spineless coward of a person? Now that you've been...
Guys, there's only 5 minutes left. I know everyone's getting impatient, but there is...
Do you want to leave it there then, or...
No, let's just watch
literally
the 5 minutes.
5 minutes left of this.
Inserted yourself and your girlfriend into this conversation.
Okay, iDubbbz, I hear you. You're in the room with me right now. I hear you. I hear your request. I understand it. I can understand where it's coming from. And I guess have a policy that when there is a grade for an apology, I am just grading that discrete apology as I see it without taking any consideration of prior or future behavior. If you're wanting me to comment on the overall behavior or the recent behavior from the clips that you have shown me, I believe that Ethan is a good person and that eventually he will feel sorrow and will feel sorry and will apologize. And I will be there to evaluate that apology when it happens, which I know it will.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks! Unfortunately, Kirk did not change his grade.
So,
that's okay.
He didn't change that grade, and he still kept it in the video.
I switched from due dates to due dates, and it made me...
Pause it. He literally went to this guy who did the innocuous thing of rating something Ethan...
You're a loser. You are a fucking loser. iDubbbz? Only a loser would do that.
What was he on about?
Tried to get him to backtrack on the rating.
If it's on
And the guy's like,
the
no,
score,
why would I do that?
so you can just skip to the next clip.
So that's what Keen was on about, saying, "Oh, he's a loser for back."
iDubbbz, when you boxed, making big.
It's a word.
Don't get.
It's like, you know, shell of a man.
Minus. That's just based on my own feelings and my own rubric. When Psychology in Seattle was watching these video clips of Ethan, he said that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug. Now, of course, it kind of pisses me off to hear that shit because I'm like, what are we doing? What are we saying?
What? Hold on. Why would you go on someone's show where you just want an honest answer and he's giving you an honest answer as where you grade Ethan's apology and you get him pissed off? You're like, I'm pissed. It's like, bro, grow up. You've gone on a show. Like, why do you need some psychology bloke's reassurance that an apology's daft? If it's not an apology's legitimate or not, or where you'd rank it. If you're not going to take the answer, take it on the chin or say why you don't think it should be a B-. I mean, it's pathetic. It's just so insecure. It's like he's just so angry and upset. Someone who's a former friend, bro. You know me. I have had some fallouts with people, and you know I've ended up forgiving people and being friends with them again and all that jazz. I would have never wanted to do a big deep dive on them and saying, "Oh, look at this person's channel. I used to be mates with. What an idiot, la-di-da-di-da-di." It's pathetic. I'd rather do something more productive with my time. So the fact that these dudes used to be friends and iDubbbz is just going so hard to have a go at Ethan, it's just pathetic, man. It's just so petty and silly, and he just cares too much. It just seems like he cares too much about like little petty things.
Yeah.
He needs a hug? No, he doesn't need a hug. He needs a good fucking ass whooping is what he needs. I think something that's...
Yeah, but this is not it.
Yeah.
This is not it. This is embarrassing.
No.
Very important to me in bringing back Content Cop is to be fair. I think that was something that was not illustrated in previous Content Cops that I think should have been.
Hold on, he hasn't been fair about this at all. He's been completely next level against the nasty piece of work to him from what you've told me. And this just seems like a complete bias smear. I don't even like H3H3. I think he's a tit. But like,
same here.
Like a next level biased smear piece against him, man. That's
all. Yeah, and even stuff out a lot of the CPS stuff when they called it on his children, and that's why he had to go at like Denims and things like that.
Mm.
And then like it shows you how dishonest that iDubbbz can be.
Yeah, exactly. Why doesn't, if iDubbbz was doing anything fair in the slightest, he would be saying, "Oh yeah, I messed up here, and this is why Ethan might have been annoyed." Not just, I don't know, just completely kissing up to the bloody whatever they are, the woke Avengers or whatever you want to call them at the start of the video, doing that Fortnite. That was just awful.
Probably wouldn't have left me with so much regret. He deserves all of the criticism that he's getting. I think it's very valid, but I also think at the end of the day, we should acknowledge that he's human because he is human. And he is
okay.
So that's the only good thing he said. The whole not the whole podcast, sorry, the whole video of this Content Cop. That's the only good thing he said. Yeah, he's human. We should acknowledge he's human. That's it. Everything else has been complete diarrhea of the mouth. Rubbish.
Yeah. Ethan deserves all the criticism he's getting. Do you know who's giving him the criticism? The fucking Twitch terrorist supporters.
Yes.
Yeah, you're saying, iDubbbz, the Twitch terrorist supporters have a right to criticize Ethan, and then you put them in your video. I don't get this. I don't fucking get this.
Is in a situation that's making him extremely scared, paranoid, defensive, sensitive.
Yeah, he's on fire with the responses.
And I'm sure other features and feelings. In the spirit of Kirk saying that it looks like Ethan could just use a hug, I have challenged some of his most powerful haters to put down the haterade and just say something nice and charitable about him because I think he deserves it.
I just want to say that I respect that you are genuinely yourself on the internet. I think a lot of other people respect you for it as well. I think that's a big reason why people were drawn to your content in the first place. I think that's a lot of the reason why your employees chose to work with you over anyone else.
Ethan, I think it's respectable that you even began this journey to leave behind the computer.
Notice how they put his name.
Yeah, Sean the Black. He's what? There's so what is?
Yes, he is.
I don't.
They had to put his name. We don't know who this guy is.
No, but he's literally the black guy. He's the one black guy. Ian knows the black guy.
He's
Sean the Black guy.
He's Sean the Black.
As you gotta be proud and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Ethan Klein. Who the fuck? I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that.
Pause it. Scroll back to what Matt is saying here and put it at 1.0. Please. This is so important.
1.0?
This is so important.
Okay.
Journey to leave behind the anti-SJW crowd and step into a more empathetic worldview. I know it's not easy.
Tell me what right here?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to stop?
Listen, play it right now.
Okay.
I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter.
What?
Yes, that is true of Ethan. It is true that when Ethan is being lighthearted and goofy and silly, that's when he's at his best. iDubbbz, Matt is talking to you too. Matt is talking to you too. That's the iDubbbz
I love the. I don't know why. I just find it so funny when he slams his fist down because of the "I begged you, I begged you."
I think that thing.
So much, man.
Everybody misses. Get that fucking whore's hand out of your ass and go back to being a goddamn entertainer.
Exactly. We're not saying for him to change. We're not saying that he has to be a childish, crazy edgelord again. But what people want from iDubbbz is something entertaining, something like, not exactly like the old iDubbbz, but similar entertainment-wise. That's what we want. We don't want him to just be some boring standard geezer. No one cares about that awful man and all this childish, gossipy drama type content, bro. No one's bothered.
This kind of got covered. I mean, so much better. Just having like skits in it, like when he went into that tunnel and fought a gnome for the Keemstar one.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna say, Boogie, stop gaslighting me. Why is Boogie gaslighting me right now? That's what they use these terms instead of actually having conversations.
I think that when you are being goofy, when you're being silly, when you are being lighthearted, and just having fun with your friends, I think that is when you're at your best. So I'd love to see more of that. That'd be sick.
I will be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3H3 is Sports for Good that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember.
No one cares. No one cares.
He just skipped everyone else.
There we go.
And I have been kind of slipping.
Wait, was he crying at the end?
It ends with iDubbbz crying about H3H3.
Again, I don't know. Hold on.
Wait, what? He's crying?
I don't know the exact context. But the fact that he wanted to go on there to make some apology tier list bloke give Ethan a lower rating for his apology, and then iDubbbz has ended up in tears. What the hell is going on? What?
He goes like a parent. Look at the guy's face as well.
He's just like, what are you doing on here? Like, honestly, imagine if someone like just says to you, "Oh, you put this on a tier list. Oh, I want you to change it." No, and then they just start crying. You'd be like, "Mate, get out. This isn't worth getting upset over. All it is it's just my silly personal opinion. It's not something you should be crying about. Make your own apology list, you bloody moron." Oh,
yeah, you're right.
Goodness gracious. I could care less. Honestly, if he said, whoever this geezer is, the geezer on the right, if he put Destiny hasn't apologized to my knowledge, but if he put a Destiny apology which was fake and rubbish and just like, I don't care about what I've done and I think it's amazing what I said. If he said, "Oh, I think that should be a S tier apology. That's the best apology I've ever heard in my life." If he said that, I genuinely would not care one bit. I want to go on his show and say, lower the and I can't stand Destiny. I want to go on the show and say, please lower the apology. No. And then go, oh, yeah. What on earth is, he's hilarious. iDubbbz has fallen off, man. This is not, okay. And again, I don't want to bring up old comments and all this awful, but like, this comment from earlier, start acting mature. Grow up. Again, I don't like bringing up old comments and getting and
is that a mature emoji of iDubbbz?
That's what I was going to say. Is it mature in the slightest to stab your friends in the back like this? And is it mature to go on some apology geezers tier list podcast and then cry when you don't get the answer you want? Because and by the way, there's probably context to this, but at the end of the day, he said he wanted to go on there to get the apology lowered on the tier list. That was his intention. So that was his intention. That's where, and it's ended up in tears.
Hold on.
The estrogen really got him crying.
Wait, what? He's crying?
And fighting it, he changed YouTube for the better. And I thought that was cool because I thought it was like he was fighting for free speech.
I also see the dynamic of Ethan and Neil. I'm like,
oh my God.
Oh.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by.
I turned it off by now.
We missed
the estrogen has really done a number on this guy.
We missed the whole crying thing. He cried to the therapist about Ethan.
And then he uploaded it. He wanted us to make fun of it. He wants us to make fun of him. Why? Why?
And also, if he's crying about the friendship and this passionate about the friendship or whatever he's upset about, why not go to a normal therapist, or why not try to just build some bridges? Forget the woke Twitch crew.
And why make a video on it?
Yeah, or just like try and build bridges again. Like, forget these Twitch people who they might be okay friends to him, but when you see them dancing together, it just seems like they've shown up and all they've done is say, "Oh, we'll just do this silly dance on Hassan's stream. Look at us." Where when Ethan and iDubbbz used to do videos together, you could tell that was a genuine friendship. When they did podcasts together, they had a proper dynamic, a back and forth dynamic, So if he's this passionate and upset about it, why not make a video saying, well, apologize to him, go to a regular therapist, and maybe make a video saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Be cool if you want to reach out. If not, whatever, that's fine."
Yeah. Let's finish this.
Granted, just yesterday I was crying on the show, but
what was Keem upset about? No, I shouldn't laugh. It could have been something serious.
But he killed his dog. That's why.
Oh, but how did he
he selected it?
How did he kill his dog?
Chucked the dog out of the room. Got no fence around his place, so the dog went in the road and got hit.
Pet died.
Yeah, it's a very different thing. He's crying over Ethan and Hila. I love them so. He with the Muslim terrorist of fucking Twitch.
Chat is saying, please box this guy. Boxing takes a long time to
So
learn.
let's get to the next one.
iDubbbz really hard to be
old. I'm fucking just old.
It's really hard to be a couple online and see people attacking your partner, and it's like, okay, like if you come to their defense, if that doesn't always help them, right? Sometimes that makes it worse for them.
And I have been.
Then why are you being a couple on the internet, you pleb? And then you're attacking Ethan and Hila. Well, why are you attacking them two if you're so upset about you and your missus being attacked? Oh, what? It doesn't make any sense. It's some
I don't know.
mind-boggling, awful logic I've ever heard in my life. It's like he's upset about something that's happening to him, but yet he doesn't care when he's doing it to other people and make a full video trying to bring Ethan and his missus down. Like, what? And be like best mates with people who are trying to poo-poo Ethan and his missus. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What? He's telling the therapist when people attack his
hello,
partner,
everyone.
when he defends him, sometimes it makes it worse. Every time it made it worse, iDubbbz.
Every time.
This is
You caught the end of the stream.
Why is this in the video? This is wild.
And kind of slipping into.
Aaron Ellis has put, yo. Hello, Aaron Ellis. How are you, sir? Thank you for joining. I don't know if that is... I'm guessing that's not the Aaron we know. I'm guessing this is just someone else.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, mate. Glad that you joined.
A very unhealthy place where it's gotten worse and worse, and I get criticized more and more, and I get more defensive and more pulled up. A feeling of almost infallibility that I could take anything on. It led me to make a lot of mistakes, and then when I was criticized for those mistakes, then I would act extremely defensive and nasty and not really processing them in a healthy way.
Okay.
There we go, we're done.
Added $20.
That's the video. Yeah, just all credit to, as I always like saying, if it's a video I don't like, all credit to iDubbbz for his content cop, as much as it wasn't very good and I didn't enjoy it. Or that's his content. All credit to him, and all credit to Keem and Boogie with Lol Cow Live. I enjoy their reaction and their take, and definitely one of the better Lol Cow episodes of recent memory. I haven't really watched too many of them, so yeah, like I haven't watched too many recently, but yeah, enjoy that very much. George, what is your takes on what we just watched?
I think it's something. iDubbbz to retire.
Yeah, same here. He's fell off, man. The problem is as well, like, why would you say I don't want any more content cops and bringing people down? I've made them all unlisted, and I want to throw it in the past and it just be a part of history and not brought up. And then you're making 2 more content cops, one on yourself and then one on a good friend of yours.
Tell me about it.
A former good friend. It doesn't make sense. It's just the dude doesn't really know what he wants. I think it's partly money wise, but then again, he's a multi-millionaire, and I'm sure the boxing, whatever it's called, the boxing shows that he puts on, Greater Clash, I'm sure those do okay money.
Oh no, they don't know. They lose money every time.
Oh
no, he gave no money to charity last time.
Oh yeah, of course it's all for charity. I don't know. Then just make normal videos, or just make videos you want to make. Don't say 1 minute you hate content cop, then the next minute you want to make a few content cops. And the thing is, people probably think, oh well, he'll do well off of this because it's got loads of views, bro. I'm Alex came back, and I get that I'm Alex is a lot worse than iDubbbz, 10 times worse. But just because you make one big video and you come back and you get roasted for it, it means less people want to watch the rest of your videos because they're going to end up being hogwash and rubbish.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave you to do your sports, but my basically is that iDubbbz needs to retire. Ethan needs to just go back to where he just does his normal videos, and the Twitch terrorists need to basically all be banned.
Well, that's George's take. Thanks so much for joining, George. Peace out,
Thank
sir.
you. See ya.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about it, to be honest. George knew the most. He's looked into the situation and researched it a lot. So I guess I'll chill for a few more minutes and just say what I think. And yeah, it just seems like a bunch of gossip and drama, you know, gobble at each other, going mad at each other, and very, very petty stuff. Yeah, I haven't really got much else to say, to be honest. I've reacted to what Ian was saying before in his content cop, and yeah, I'm honestly very chuffed that so many people showed up for this, though. Like, one of the highest viewed podcasts that I've ever done, including ALP, one of the highest concurrent view accounts that we've had in ages. I think the one I did years ago with Jersey Boy, Tosspot, and Haykill, I think that one might have had more concurrent viewers. I think that might have had 50 or 60 or 70. I honestly can't remember. But we haven't had like 40 viewers all at once in ages. You know, the Jersey Boy podcast was the time that we had loads of viewers all at once. So I'm very chuffed that so many people showed up earlier. And there might only be one viewer now, but man, it's cool to have so many people come in, and yeah, and some interesting comments. Not a lot of comments, but still some interesting discussion from the few comments that were put down. But I haven't really got much else to say, to be honest. I'm surprised that George advised that Keem and Boogie aren't breaking it in on Lolcow Live. I honestly thought they'd be doing very well with all the donations and stuff, but I guess it's probably not as much money as we think. And I guess when it comes to Keem's future, I hope he just sticks to doing the podcast format, because I feel like the Drama Alert format, where he's treating it like a news channel, I don't really think that works very well anymore. I feel people just want to have some chill drama channel where it's not next level professional like to a news channel standard, or treated similar to like a news channel. I know it was just Keem with a mic and him going, let's get right into the news, and he's just like talking really quick. I prefer it in a podcast format, you know, him just talking about drama, and he definitely had a lot of interesting stuff to say, and Boogie made some good points as well. But yeah, 13th episode of the Banterous Hour. Interesting discussion about this drama as well. It was cool to revisit a few YouTubers that I haven't watched for years, like iDubbbz and H3H3. I haven't watched them for ages and ages, so definitely very cool in that aspect. What I really got to say for today. Thank you for watching. Take care. Have a good one. See you later.